You have two choices every single morning. Keep sleeping with your dreams, or wake up and start chasing them. Just think about that. Every dawn, with every sunrise, you are faced with a decision that writes the script for your entire day. Do you surrender to the warmth of the blankets, hit that snooze button, and let your potential drift away in a sea of comfort? Or do you plant your feet on the floor, rise with a fire in your heart, and declare that this day belongs to you? Most people fail to wake up early because they can't see what they're losing. They whisper to themselves, just 5 more minutes, but they don't understand that those minutes are currency. They are the seeds of mediocrity. Those 5 minutes become 10, then 20, and before they even realize it, the day has already won. They're playing catch-up from the very first breath. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a surrender. It's a mindset that chains them to yesterday. Now I understand. Waking up before the sun is a battle. The comfort of your bed is a powerful enemy. The pull of sleep, the whisper of ease, it's a temptation that feels almost impossible to resist. But listen to me. The men and women who carve their names into history don't let comfort write their stories. They rise early. Not because it feels good, but because it gives them an edge. The early morning hours hold a sacred power, a time for piercing clarity, unbreakable focus, and absolute self-mastery. It is a silent battlefield where you get to conquer yourself before you conquer the world. Today, I am going to show you exactly why owning your morning will completely revolutionize your life. I'm going to give you the tools, the mindset, and the strategies to transform your mornings from a daily struggle into your ultimate weapon for success. Stay with me, because what you learn in the next few minutes will empower you to wake up, take command, and build the future you deserve. Let's begin. There is a certain magic that exists only in the pre-dawn hours. The world is hushed. The streets are empty, and a profound stillness hangs in the air that you simply cannot find at any other point in the day. In those first quiet hours before the world starts screaming for your attention, you are given a priceless gift, time that is yours and yours alone. There are no distractions, no demands, just pure, unfiltered time to think, to strategize, and to set the trajectory for the day ahead. Think about how the average person starts their day. The alarm screams, they roll over, and the first thing they do is grab their phone. They bathe their mind in a sea of notifications, bad news, and other people's priorities. They are overwhelmed before their feet even touch the floor. Compare that to the person who rises before the sun, who hydrates, stretches, and plans their attack, who reads a page from a book that sharpens their mind, or simply sits in silence, gathering their strength. Who do you think is truly prepared to win? The answer is obvious. Most people don't get it. They see the early morning as a punishment, a chore they must endure, but they're looking at it all wrong. The early morning isn't something you lose, it's something you gain. It's the one time of day when you are the king of your own universe. No emails are flooding your inbox. No notifications are begging for a response. No one is pulling you in 100 different directions. It is a golden window of opportunity to build momentum while everyone else is still lost in their dreams. And then there's the mental sharpness that comes with the dawn. When you first wake up, your mind is a clean slate, uncluttered by the noise and stress of the day. It is the absolute peak time for deep thinking, for creative breakthroughs, for setting intentions that will guide your every move. The world's greatest achievers don't just wake up early to work longer, they do it because they know the first few hours are when their mind is at its most powerful. Whether you need to solve a complex problem, write something profound, or strategize your next move, the morning is your secret weapon. If you've never felt the raw power of an early morning, you are missing out on one of the greatest unfair advantages in life. Try it, just for 1 week. Rise before the world, step into the quiet, and breathe. You will feel it. A shift in your spirit, a sharpening of your mind, a sense of control you've never known. And once you taste that power, you will never want to give it back. Waking up early isn't just about adding more hours to your day. It's about seizing control. It's the difference between being proactive and being reactive. Instead of waking up and immediately defending yourself from the chaos of the world, you wake up and go on the offense. You decide how your day will unfold, rather than letting the world decide for you. That is the fundamental difference between those who make progress and those who are forever stuck running in place. So how do you build a morning that builds you? It all comes down to a simple 3-part system. First, awaken your body. Second, fuel your mind. Third, architect your day. If you can master these 3 domains, you will unleash a level of performance you never thought possible. The first step is to awaken your body. Your body is an engine. If you don't start it, it will remain cold and sluggish. The best way to ignite your system is with movement. It doesn't have to be a brutal workout. It can be stretching, a brisk walk, or yoga. Look at Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest fighters to ever live. His morning routine was legendary. starting with a run before the sun came up. He wasn't just training his body, he was training his will. He believed that outworking his opponents in the dark gave him a psychological edge. It's about igniting your muscles and flooding your system with energy before the day has a chance to drain it. Rising with the sun is the first step, but what you do with that sacred time is what separates the amateur from the master. It's not just about being awake, it's about being intentional. So many people make the mistake of waking up early only to squander that time on meaningless distractions, mindlessly scrolling through their phones, lying in bed, or doing things that steal their energy. That's not victory, that's just a different kind of defeat. The true purpose is to use your morning to forge your body, sharpen your mind, and build a fortress of purpose for the day. The most successful people on this planet don't just wake up, they execute a plan. They have a routine, a ritual that makes them stronger, smarter, and more prepared than their competition. They know a fundamental truth. The first hour of your day dictates the next 23. If you begin your day with focus and intention, that momentum will carry you. But if you begin in chaos, the rest of your day will be a storm. The second step is to fuel your mind. What you consume in the first moments of your day shapes your thinking for the rest of it. If you start by consuming negativity and distraction, you are poisoning your own well. Instead, choose to nourish your mind with something powerful. Take Warren Buffett, one of the most brilliant investors in history. He dedicates his mornings to reading, absorbing knowledge before most people have even had their first cup of coffee. He understands that the greatest investment you can ever make is in yourself. You don't have to read for hours. Imagine the advantage you'd have if you dedicated just 15 minutes each morning to learning something new. Journaling is another potent tool. Writing down your thoughts, your goals, your obstacles. It brings clarity from chaos. Thomas Edison kept meticulous journals, filling them with ideas and plans. This habit was the bedrock of his relentless innovation. When you put your thoughts on paper, they stop being wishes and start becoming plans. The third and final step is to architect your day with intention. Before you dive into the chaos, take a few minutes to decide what victory looks like. What are your most important targets? What one or two things must get done for this day to be a success? Oprah Winfrey, a media titan, starts every morning with reflection and intention. She visualizes her success and aligns her actions with her goals. She doesn't just let the day happen to her, she directs it. A plan is your shield against distraction. It keeps you focused on what truly matters, ensuring you are the one moving your life forward, not just reacting to other people's agendas. This three-part system, moving your body, fueling your mind, and planning your day, is the blueprint for a powerful morning. It doesn't need to take hours. Even 30 to 60 minutes dedicated to this ritual will change everything. The key is consistency. Look at the titans of history, the leaders, the innovators, the creators. None of them waited for permission. They forged discipline. They mastered their own minds because they understood that self-mastery is the foundation of all other victories. Take Steve Jobs. His mornings were a ritual of focus. He would look in the mirror and ask himself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? That single question was a sword, cutting away everything that didn't matter, leaving only purpose. That is what waking up early gives you. It gives you the space to take command of your thoughts, your energy, and your actions. The line between those who rise and those who don't is not drawn by biology. It is drawn by mindset. Early risers don't view the morning as a punishment. They don't see it as a loss of sleep. They see it as an opportunity. They understand that getting up early isn't about what you sacrifice. It's about what you gain. It's about seizing control of the day before the world tries to seize control of you. The results won't appear in a day, but over weeks and months, these small habits compound into massive success. So tomorrow when you rise, don't just wake up. Awaken your body, fuel your mind, and architect your day. Own your morning, and you will own your life. Waking up early is more than just a habit. It is a declaration. It is a statement that screams, I am in command of my time, I am in command of my life. It's so easy to surrender to that snooze button, to tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, to wait for the perfect conditions that will never arrive. But here is the raw truth. The perfect moment is a myth. The only moment you have is right now. And if you want to build something extraordinary, you must train your mind to take action, not to make excuses. But make no mistake, your mind will wage war against you. It will tell you it's too dark, too cold. It will whisper that 5 more minutes won't hurt. It will promise you that next week is a better time to start. This is the moment of truth. This is where most people break. They listen to their feelings instead of their commitments. They wait for motivation to strike like lightning. But motivation is a fleeting storm. Discipline is the bedrock that you build your life on. But this level of discipline isn't born, it's built. It starts with small victories. The second your alarm goes off, your mind presents a choice. surrender, or rise. In that instant, you are either reinforcing weakness or forging strength. Every single time you choose to get up, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the first workout of the day starts the moment your eyes open. But being an early riser isn't just about grinding. It's about carving out sacred time for yourself before the world tries to take it. It's about building yourself up in the quiet. Take Maya Angelou, one of the most powerful voices in literary history. She had a strict morning ritual, waking up to write in solitude for hours before anyone could interfere. That quiet time wasn't just a habit. It was the sacred ground where her genius was born. Look at a man like Jocko Willink, a former Navy SEAL commander whose entire philosophy is built on one principle: discipline equals freedom. His 4:30 a.m. wake-up call is non-negotiable. Why? Because he knows that discipline is the ultimate weapon. He doesn't wake up early because it's pleasant. He wakes up early because it makes him harder to kill, harder to beat, harder to outwork. He knows that by the time the rest of the world is just starting to stir, he has already won the first and most important battle of the day, the battle against himself. So I ask you, what kind of life are you building? One of reaction and regret, or one of intention and power? You don't have to be a morning person to do this. That is a label for those who have already surrendered. It is a habit that is trained, forged, and earned. It begins with one decision. Tomorrow morning, when that alarm screams, choose discipline over comfort. It will be hard. Your mind will fight you. Your body will protest. But if you push through, if you prove to yourself that your will is stronger than your weakness, you will rewire your entire being. You will start to see the morning not as something to endure, but as something to conquer. And in that moment, everything changes. You stop being a passenger in your own life and become the driver. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making them happen. You become the person who doesn't just dream of success, you wake up and hunt it down. In a world that is constantly screaming for your attention, a world filled with noise, distractions, and endless demands, finding a moment of true peace feels like a luxury. We wake up and are immediately bombarded by notifications, emails, and messages that pull our minds in 1,000 different directions before we've even had a chance to find our own center. But there is a small, sacred window of time when silence still reigns, a time before the chaos begins. That time is the early morning, and hidden within it is one of the most powerful tools you can possess: solitude. Solitude in the morning is not about being lonely. It is about creating the space to be with yourself. Space to think, space to breathe, space to hear your own voice. When you rise while the rest of the world sleeps, you step into a different reality, a reality where your thoughts are clearer, where your focus is sharper, and where you can connect with what truly matters without the world's noise clouding your judgment. Many of history's greatest minds used early morning solitude as their secret weapon. Albert Einstein was known for taking long, quiet walks in the morning, allowing his mind the freedom to wander and connect ideas. He famously said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind." His revolutionary breakthroughs were not born in a loud, chaotic lab. They were born in the quiet spaces he created for himself, free from distraction. It's no accident that the most brilliant people understood the value of silence. Solitude allows you to strip away the opinions, expectations, and pressures of others, and listen to the only voice that truly matters, your own. What do you really want? What are your deepest priorities? What kind of person are you trying to become? These are the questions that can only be answered in the stillness. In our modern world, we've confused solitude with loneliness. But they are worlds apart. Loneliness is a painful absence of connection. Solitude is a chosen state of powerful connection with yourself. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the most creative geniuses to ever walk the earth, knew this well. He said, "If you are alone, you belong entirely to yourself. In the early morning hours, you belong entirely to yourself. There are no compromises, no interruptions. Just you, your thoughts, and your potential." Now, you don't need to be a world-class athlete to harness this power. Even just 10 or 15 minutes of quiet time can radically alter the course of your day. In those moments, you can meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence. You can focus on your breath and listen to your own inner wisdom. But here is the challenge. Most people actively avoid solitude. They are terrified of being alone with their own thoughts. They fill every silent moment with distractions, social media, music, podcasts, because they don't want to face what's inside. But the silence is where the growth happens. It's where you confront your fears, your doubts, and your greatest ambitions. It's where you find true clarity. Start small. Wake up just 15 minutes earlier. Resist the urge to grab your phone. Instead, just breathe. Be present. Go for a quiet walk and let your mind wander. You don't need a complicated routine. You just need to give yourself the gift of silence. But this power isn't just reserved for geniuses and artists. It's for anyone who wants to take command of their life. Imagine waking up before the demands of your job, your family, and your responsibilities begin, and having that time purely for yourself. No rushing, no stress. Just a calm, centered space to sit with your thoughts, plan your day, and connect with your goals. That kind of morning changes everything. Look at Kobe Bryant, a legend whose Mamba mentality was forged in discipline and focus. His mornings were sacred. Long before anyone else was awake, he was in the gym, alone, in the silence, perfecting his craft. He knew that the early morning wasn't just about getting more practice, it was about being completely present. That solitude is what gave him his edge. Success is not an accident. It's not a matter of luck, and it's not just about talent. Success is the direct result of the daily habits you repeat with relentless discipline. And if you study the lives of the most accomplished people in any field, you will find one common thread that ties them all together. They have a structured, non-negotiable morning routine. A morning ritual isn't about frantically rushing through a checklist. It's about intentionally setting the tone for victory, building unstoppable momentum, and seizing control of your day before the world has a chance to demand it from you. A powerful morning routine doesn't just make you feel productive. It fundamentally trains your mind and body for peak performance. In the end, solitude isn't about escaping the world. It's about preparing yourself to face it. It's about building a foundation of inner peace and strength before the world tries to break you down. It's about stepping into your day not as someone reacting to the chaos, but as the calm center of the storm. But Franklin was not alone. The world's top performers, from CEOs to elite athletes, all follow structured morning rituals that allow them to function at their absolute best. Let's break down the core habits that have propelled the most successful people in history to legendary heights. One of the most fundamental rituals is waking up with purpose. Instead of battling the snooze button, they rise the moment the alarm sounds. This single act is a powerful statement. If you start your day by surrendering to the temptation of 5 more minutes, you are training yourself to procrastinate in every other area of your life. But if you get up immediately, you train your mind to be decisive and to take action. Howard Schultz, the man who built Starbucks into a global empire, wakes at 4:30 a.m. and follows a strict routine of exercise and reflection. This structure provides him with the clarity and focus needed to lead a massive organization. Consider Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers and a model of productivity. His morning routine was both simple and profound. The very first thing he did each day was ask himself, "What good shall I do this day?" By setting a clear intention from the moment he woke up, he ensured his day was guided by purpose, not by chance. He then invested time in reading, planning, and preparing, knowing these actions were forging the man capable of achieving his ambitions. His legendary success wasn't just a product of his intellect, it was the product of his daily discipline. Another cornerstone ritual is feeding the mind. What you allow into your brain in the morning sets the stage for how you think for the rest of the day. Successful people do not start their day by consuming junk food for the mind, like social media or negative news. They start by learning. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, dedicates his mornings to reading and absorbing new knowledge. He believes that learning is a lifelong pursuit, and by starting his day with new ideas, he stays ahead of the curve. If one of the most successful people on the planet makes time to learn every morning, so can you. The next critical habit is physical movement. Successful people understand that their energy is their most valuable asset. If your body is lethargic, your mind will be clouded. That's why so many of the world's greatest leaders prioritize exercise first thing in the morning. During his presidency, Barack Obama made his morning workout non-negotiable. He knew that to handle the immense pressure of his role, he needed the physical energy and mental resilience that exercise provides. Even 10 minutes of movement can awaken your system, sharpen your focus, and build a foundation of discipline. But success is more than just productivity. It's also about inner peace and emotional stability. This is why many high achievers begin their day with practices like meditation, prayer, or journaling. Mahatma Gandhi, despite leading a movement that changed the course of history, never allowed the world's chaos to disturb his inner state. Every morning, he practiced silence and reflection. He knew that if he didn't center himself first, he would be incapable of leading others with clarity and strength. Visualization and goal setting are also key. Arnold Schwarzenegger, long before he was a world champion, a movie star, or a governor, used the power of visualization. Every morning, he would vividly picture himself achieving his most audacious goals. By seeing his success in his mind first, he conditioned himself to take the actions necessary to make it a reality. Here's the most important part. Your morning routine doesn't have to be a carbon copy of someone else's. The goal is not to imitate, but to innovate. Find what works for you. Design a morning ritual that ignites your passion, sharpens your mind, and prepares you for victory. A powerful morning routine can be built on a simple formula. Wake with purpose, move your body, fuel your mind, and plan your day. Start small, choose 1 or 2 habits and commit to them. Over time, as you feel the benefits, you can build upon that foundation. Success doesn't happen in one giant leap. It's built one morning at a time. When you design a morning routine that is aligned with your goals, you take command of your time, your energy, and ultimately your destiny. Waking up early sounds powerful in theory, but when that alarm clock screams in the dark, that's when the real war begins. Your bed feels like a sanctuary, your body feels like an anchor, and a voice in your head whispers, just 5 more minutes. Before you know it, that 5 minutes has stolen half an hour, and your entire plan for the day has been shattered. This is the battlefield where most people lose. The fight between the comfort of the now and the commitment to your future. The truth is, waking up early isn't about setting an alarm. It's about fundamentally re-engineering your habits, your mindset, and your entire approach to your life. Many people surrender by telling themselves, "I'm just not a morning person." Let me be clear, that is one of the biggest lies you can tell yourself. It's an excuse, not an identity. No one is born a morning person. It is a behavior that is trained, not a trait you are blessed with. Look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's up at 4 a.m. every single day, hitting the gym before the world is even considered waking up. Do you think he always feels like it? Of course not. He does it because he has trained himself to be stronger than his feelings. He has chosen discipline over comfort. Another huge obstacle is the failure to prepare the night before. Many people want to wake up early, but they sabotage themselves by staying up late, mindlessly scrolling through social media or binge-watching shows. You cannot win the morning if you lose the night. If you want to rise early, you must prioritize sleep. Look at Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, who is up at 3:45 a.m. The secret to his early start isn't some superhuman ability. It's his disciplined bedtime. He understands that sleep is not a luxury, it's fuel. If you're serious about this, the first battle you must win is setting a bedtime that gives you 6-8 hours of quality rest. Start winding down an hour before. Put the screens away. Read a book. Let your body know it's time to recharge. Perhaps the most overlooked reason people fail is that they have no compelling reason to get up. If your morning holds nothing more than the dread of work, your brain will fight to stay in the comfort of sleep. You must give yourself a reason to be excited to wake up. Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, wakes up at 5 a.m., but he doesn't jump straight into work. He starts his day with activities he loves, like exercising and spending time with family. He has created a morning he wants to wake up for. If you struggle with motivation, schedule something you enjoy for the first part of your day, reading, working on a passion project, or simply enjoying a peaceful cup of coffee in silence. Then there's the problem of waking up feeling groggy and exhausted. Many people try to wake up early, feel that initial sluggishness, and immediately decide it's not for them. That feeling is normal. It's called sleep inertia. Even the most disciplined early risers feel it. The difference is they don't surrender to it. A simple trick to conquer this is to get moving. The instant your alarm goes off, sit up, plant your feet on the floor, take a deep breath, then do something physical. Stretch, drink a glass of water, or even splash cold water on your face. This sends a powerful signal to your brain that it's go time. An even more effective strategy is to place your alarm clock across the room. If it's within arm's reach, the temptation to hit snooze is too great, but if you have to physically get out of your warm bed to silence it, you've already won half the battle. You're up, you're moving, the inertia is broken. Small tactical changes like this make a massive difference. The way you begin your day sends a ripple through every single hour that follows. A strong, intentional morning creates a wave of momentum that carries you towards success. On the other hand, a slow, chaotic morning sets you up for a day of distraction, stress, and mediocrity. This is the ripple effect. One positive action at dawn leads to another, and another, until your entire life is transformed by the power of that initial choice. Picture 2 people. One rolls out of bed, immediately grabs their phone, and spends 20 minutes drowning in the digital noise of social media. They rush to get ready, already feeling anxious and behind schedule. The other wakes up with purpose, takes a moment to breathe, stretches their body, and spends a few minutes reviewing their goals. Who do you think is going to have a more focused, effective, and powerful day? The answer is obvious. One person is a victim of their day. The other is its master. Finally, don't try to change everything overnight. Many people fail because they go from waking up at 8 a.m. to setting an alarm for 5 a.m. That's too drastic. The shock to your system will lead to burnout. Instead, start small. Wake up just 15-30 minutes earlier each week. This gradual approach allows your body to adapt, making the change sustainable. Waking up early is a testament to your discipline and your commitment to yourself. The battle against the alarm clock is won the night before and in the small decisions you make. So, what is holding you back? Is it a genuine limitation? Or is it an excuse you've been clinging to? You can become the person who wakes up early and takes command of their day, but it starts with a choice. The choice to stop making excuses and start making progress. Tomorrow morning, When that alarm rings, don't let comfort win. Get up, take control, and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. The ripple effect is a law of nature. A powerful start leads to a day of accomplishment and progress. But a weak start inevitably leads to procrastination and frustration. The small decisions you make in the quiet of the morning, to get up immediately, to move your body, to set your intentions, these are the stones you drop in the water, and their ripples define the shape of your day, and ultimately the shape of your life. Consider the simple act of making your bed. It sounds insignificant, but as Admiral William H. McRaven explained, this one small task gives you an immediate sense of accomplishment. It's a small win that proves to your brain that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. That tiny bit of momentum encourages you to tackle the next task, and the next. It's not about having a tidy bed. It's about starting a chain reaction of discipline. The same is true for exercise. When you start your morning with movement, you flood your body with energy, sharpen your focus, and build resilience against stress. The novelist Haruki Murakami follows a strict morning routine that includes running. He believes that physical exertion clears his mind and fuels his creativity, allowing him to produce his best work. Look at Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. She was known for waking up at 5 a.m. every day. She used those early hours to prepare, to read, and to think without interruption before stepping into the high-stakes world of politics. That initial period of focus and clarity gave her a confidence that rippled into every debate, every decision, and every challenge she faced. This is why the world's most successful people are obsessed with their mornings. They understand that a productive morning doesn't just happen, it sets a powerful precedent for everything that follows. Even your mindset in the morning sends out ripples. If you start your day with gratitude, with visualizing success, or with reading something inspiring, you are priming your brain for positivity and opportunity. But if you start with complaining or consuming negativity, you are setting yourself up for a day of frustration. When you start your day strong, you don't just benefit yourself. The energy you carry is contagious. You show up as a better leader, a better partner, a better parent. Your focus and positivity influence everyone you interact with. Think about it. Have you ever had one of those mornings where everything just goes wrong? You oversleep, you spill coffee, you get stuck in traffic. That initial chaos seems to poison the rest of the day. That is the negative ripple effect at work. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up on time, you have a moment of peace, you accomplish a small task, and you step out the door feeling confident and in control. That feeling of power carries you through challenges and helps you perform at your best. This is why consistency is everything. A single strong morning is good, but a habit of strong mornings compounds over time, building a foundation for a truly successful life. Look at Winston Churchill during World War II. His mornings were deliberate and focused. This structured start gave him the mental fortitude to lead a nation through its darkest hour. Every morning, when that alarm goes off, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads back to comfort, back to the familiar, back to the same results you got yesterday. The other path leads to discipline, to growth, to the person you are capable of becoming. You can keep hitting snooze on your potential, or you can rise up and take command of your destiny. The people who achieve greatness are not superhuman. They are not the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. They are simply the ones who make the hard choice when it matters most. They are the ones who show up when they don't feel like it. They are the ones who put in the work when no one is watching, and that person can be you. We have journeyed through the immense power of the early morning. We've seen how it sets the stage for your entire day, how the greatest achievers in history have used it as their secret weapon, and how tiny, consistent habits create a ripple effect that can completely transform your life. But now, the question is no longer about asterisk. Why asterisk? You should wake up early. The only question that matters now is, what are asterisk, you asterisk, going to do about it? Because all the knowledge in the world is useless without action. At the end of the day, it all comes down to a single choice. You don't have to be a world leader to harness this power. The key is to be intentional. Ask yourself, how do I begin my day? Do I wake up with purpose, or do I let the morning just happen to me? Do I build momentum, or do I start in a deficit? You have the power to change this. Every single morning is a fresh start, a new opportunity to create a ripple effect of success. Start strong, and the rest of the day has no choice but to follow your lead. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. And when you win enough days, you win at life. The mindset will shift. What once felt like a chore will begin to feel like a privilege. You will no longer feel like you asterisk, have asterisk to wake up early. You will realize that you asterisk get asterisk to, you get the quiet, you get the focus, you get the head start. You will feel more in control, more energized, and more powerful than ever before. So I challenge you, give yourself the gift of just 7 days. For 1 week, commit to waking up early and with intention. See for yourself how it transforms your focus, your confidence, and your entire outlook on life. I promise you, if you truly commit to this, you will never look back. Because the life you want, the success you dream of, and the person you admire, it has all been waiting for you. And it all begins the moment you decide to wake up and take control. Your time is now. Your journey starts today. Will you rise and claim it? You don't need to completely revolutionize your life overnight. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Start small. Set your alarm just 15 minutes earlier. Use that time to do one thing that moves you forward. Move your body. Read one page of a book. Write down one goal for the day. Give yourself a reason to rise with purpose. At first, it will feel like a battle. Your mind will resist. Your body will protest. But if you push through, something extraordinary will begin to happen.